everyone knows exactly what to do and have a plan set forth. But we're still watching this tornado warning at 1:45. But let's take a look at the other tornado warning that we have in our area. It's down towards Clark County right now, and it's going to start making its way into that area. Well, so let's get a broader view, and you can see exactly where that tornado warning is. And actually, there's another one that just updated behind it. So let's take a look, because there was two areas of circulation that we
can pop it up. Yeah.
Just because it has intensified, especially more towards the south coast. Can we zoom in a little bit towards that Clark County system as it makes its way into that area, more southeast of the Bay Springs, west of Wayne County as well. So it will start making its way towards the northeast. And you can see it's clear indication of rotation right there. We don't have to zoom in on it that much just because of that. But looking at the tornado warning here in northwestern Lauderdale, starting to pass over into Newton County as well. You can see that clear indication of rotation. And we did have reports of that wall cloud there. So even though it's not on the ground just yet, it might have lifted from earlier, but we're still watching it very, very closely because it could still drop. So if you are within these areas of Bird Donner Road, Martin Moore Road, moving to the northeast at Townsend Bird Road, Fraser Road, as it passes over, make sure you seek shelter immediately into more of that area as well. So it's starting to make its way towards the northeast into about Newton County as well at 495. If you're driving up along there, make sure you pull over, find shelter immediately as it moves to the northeast at roughly 30 miles per hour, prismatic at 120, 128 for Blackwater. So it's a very small indicated rotation, but it's very tight, meaning that system, it could drop a tornado at any second, and it already has. We have reports of that as well, and we're still under that tornado watch for most of our area. The Sumter County has been added from earlier, and so most of our area is under that tornado watch for the rest of the evening. So we're going to be watching all these systems very, very closely as it starts to swing more towards our area. And we're still watching multiple tornado warnings as well. We have two that are impacting our area right now, one coming up towards Clark County right now, just to the west of Quitman. You can see that broad area of rotation in Pachuta making its way to the northeast towards Stonewall, and just to the east of I-59, and you can see Highway 11 as well, and it's starting to make its way to the northeast. But there is an area of another circulation just to the southwest of Heidelberg, north of Laurel, going to start making its way northeast as well. So both these systems are traveling very, very similarly as it makes it's just to the west of Sandersville, 537, making its way to the northeast. So Heidelberg, you're next. So just make sure you have ways of staying updated. And I-59, if you're driving up along there, make sure you just pull over and find shelter immediately, just because this system could pass over I-59, just like this one in northwestern Lauderdale County passed over I-20. Make sure you have ways and you have a plan set forth if you are driving or if you are looking for just ways. But looking at the broader spectrum, see another tornado warning just popped up just to the southwest of Bay Springs, making it, and all the systems are making their way towards the northeast. So just we have multiple tornado warnings to about 1:45 for the one up in northwestern Clark County or northwestern Lauderdale County. The Clark County system is until 1:30, but we're going to be watching all these very, very closely. Deidre?
Look at the nature of these cells that are coming through. They're kind of circular. Again, these little supercells kind of popping up and just kind of spiraling and moving towards the north and east. And again, just rain wrapped. I mean, just heavy precipitation with these cells that are coming through. So again, it's very important that you are staying inside and really just keeping it glued here to WTOK so that you can get the latest information. Also, if you have to get to that safe place, again, hopefully your phone is already charged up and ready to go. If you don't have severe weather in your area, make sure that phone is being charged now. Just in case you have to get to that safe place, you can take your phone with you and follow us via Facebook as we are streaming live through social media. But again, as Chase mentioned, we have multiple tornado warnings that are in effect right now. We're looking at reports coming out of places like Petal. Again, we have this system that's going to be moving into eventually the Clark County area coming out of Jasper County. We also have multiple areas of circulation within this little tornado polygon there that's going to be pushing potentially into Clark County before it's all said and done. And again, we do have that cell that has been confirmed at one point. Now, again, just getting reports of just the rotation or a funnel cloud versus it not necessarily touching the ground anymore. So let's go ahead and take a look at the velocity. We'll start from the top and we'll work our way down. Here's a look at where we are dealing with the tightest rotation right now for the storm that, again, was once deemed confirmed and making its way, again, across the Newton County area and also portions of Lauderdale County. Now it is just about to cross over into Kemper County, and it looks like this system is just kind of making its way north of the Center Hill Martin Road area. It's going to be pushing towards 495. So again, there's that rotation. Again, this is indicating that the cell is still rotating and is going to be pushing north and east towards that Klondike area and eventually maybe over towards Prismatic before it's all said and done. So again, this is the one that has been confirmed. Again, we did get a report from EMA saying that they did see a rotating cloud, but they did not see that it was on the ground. Again, so again, hopefully it's lifting, but 495, you're in the path of this. If you're, let's say, on 495, just north of the county line, and again, Klondike is going to be heading your direction between Klondike and Prismatic. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other tornado warned area that we're watching. Again, that's number one. We have another one which is impacting the Clark County area. Again, here's the rotation right on top of the Shibuya area. Again, with this, we do have, this is just being radar confirmed, but still you want to get to that safe place, but we don't have any confirmation that, again, this is actually tracking across, again, the ground or creating any damage, which is good news. But again, you definitely want to stay in that safe place just to be on the safe side, and this is going to be continuing towards that Stonewall area. And then we have another circulation that's just south of Heidelberg, south and west of there. It's going to continue to make its way also potentially towards the similar path as the first cell. And again, that could lead it towards that Clark County area. And then we have one down towards the Laurel area, kind of hopefully staying west of 11, but it could definitely cross over 59 if it continues on that same track. And then we have another cell just north and east of Collins. And again, this is going to be pushing towards that Taylorsville area, maybe just to the east of Taylorsville. Eventually, it could push towards Bay Springs. And then from that point, if it can hold together, it'll be moving into possibly, maybe eventually that Clark County area and maybe even Lauderdale County. So Aviana is in. She's going to fill you in on more. I'm looking at the National Weather Service chat as you step in and looking at any updates. Not seeing anything in terms of damage, which is great news to report. Just reports of what was, which was that confirmation of that cell pushing into Kemper County.
Right, and then this is the area that we are still watching here that was confirmed on the ground near headed into our Kemper County area right now. So if you are in that area, get into your safe space right now. We don't see anything significant right now on our debris detector. We're looking for some of the brighter colors, more bright yellows and bright greens to pop up here to show that we have debris alofted, and we're not seeing that right now, so that is a good sign. Not causing any damage as of right now over the area as confirmed on the ground right now, but if you do see your city on the map right now, you see your location, your area, get into your safe place. We have an update.
You'll get an update from Odie Beard, again,
Okay.
Emergency Management. He's saying a possible tornado in Martin near the Bird Domer Road area. Hopefully I said that right. But again, Martin, there's Martin community
Okay,
there.
there's Martin. And there is Bird Domer Road right here. So if you are in that area, you definitely want to get into your safe location. They said they have some confirmation of a tornado on the ground.
Is that possible tornado?
Possible
Right.
tornado on the ground right now in that area. So again, here's a zoomed in view of what we're looking at. This is the area near the area where they see that possible confirmed rotation on the ground near Martin Moore Road, near Bird Domer Road is where they seen that possible confirmation. Again, this tornado warning is in effect until 1:45. You want to get into your safe places right now. Townsend Bird Road, get into there. Fraser Road, Williamson Road, get into your safe places and stay there. Get away from windows. Make sure your head is protected and you have on some stable shoes just in case debris is alofted. This is the area of rotation that we're still watching, kind of broadening out now just north of at Prismatic as we continue to monitor this polygon here. Moving into Kemper County is where our tightest area of rotation is right now. But again, we have multiple tornado warnings out over our area. We're still watching that rotation right here in Clark County, just west of Quitman right now, over just south of east of Shibuya right now, Pachuta. So again, if you are within this polygon, you see your city within this polygon headed into Clark County, you want to make sure that you are in your safe place. Again, this polygon has now been extended until 1:30, and the polygon that we are watching that is headed into Kemper County, where we're watching this area rotation here, is in effect until 1:45. So we still have over another 30 minutes or so to deal with these two tornado warnings that are in effect. But here's a broader view. You see multiple tornadoes out over the area, large supercells creating dangerous situations out there. We have multiple storm reports of downed trees from earlier this morning, and so these storms will continue to dominate over the area. All of us dealing with blinding rainfall, heavy rainfall out. You see multiple flood warnings to the west of us here. You can kind of see those yellow green polygons kind of blending in with the yellow colors there. Those are flash flood warnings. You see a whole lot of rain in the red polygons here. There are multiple tornado warnings in effect over the state of Mississippi right now. A very dangerous situation that we are dealing with, but you all remain calm. Storm Team 11 will continue to walk you through each warning as long as it is in our area. That is the front that we are waiting to pass through. So we're still dealing with very heavy rainfall. The rain is ahead of the front right now. The front has not crossed over our area, but we can expect that later on this evening. That is why we're still seeing multiple tornado warnings still in effect right now. And here is a hour-by-hour view from a high-resolution forecast. Now, this is model data here, but it is summing up to just how we can expect it to look as we continue through the rest of the day. And luckily for us, headed into 3 p.m., you still want to keep your weather guard up throughout the day. Now, as we continue through the rest of our afternoon, the front will cross over the area as we near our 4 p.m. hour. Now, by 5 o'clock, West Alabama County still could see some heavy downpours of rain, but clearing up for most of us in the viewing area. And by 6 p.m. and 7 o'clock, we're still looking at some lingering showers in the area, but mainly out of the threat of severe weather. And we're shaping up nicely for 9 p.m. Few clouds still lingering, but the rain and the severe threat is out of the way. So luckily we do have some relief here now. Lauderdale County has completely moved away from that tornado warning. It has expired in the viewing area for us, but we are still watching that tornado warning that is in effect until 1:45 for Kemper County. We have this tornado warning, this large polygon here that is in effect until 1:30, headed into Clark County right now, near parts of Quitman, just in parts of Stonewall. Get into your safe locations, especially if you're in Pachuta on Highway 59. Also, if you're in that area right now, here is the tightest rotation just in between Pachuta and Quitman, almost kind of making a triangle from Starkville, Stonewall, Pachuta, and Quitman right now. There's the tightest area of rotation that we are watching. So you definitely want to get into your safe location, stay there, and listen for the all clear. Again, we're watching this area here, and there's also another small area of rotation up there that we are watching. Nothing confirmed right now on the ground, but these are radar indicated rotation that we are tracking that could possibly lead to some strong tornadoes. Here's also another area near Heidelberg that we are watching, headed into parts of Jasper County that could track into Clark County as well. Again, that is another area that we are watching just on the county line, headed into Lauderdale County, but nothing confirmed right now on the ground. And we do have a picture of some funnel cloud possible that we've seen over Clark County, so they're going to pull that up here. You can kind of see it cloud over in Clark County right now.
So that photo is from Bird, what is it? Doyner Road. Okay,
Bird
that was
Doyner.
taken by our teammate's husband, Eric Shirley, and let's kind of walk you through here. Are we able to get popped up on top of the photo here? I'll step off screen and try to step back on. But again, you can see what looks to be a wedging. If you take a look at this, hopefully I can get popped up. Maybe I can't. He's
Facing towards West Lauderdale High School.
okay. This is facing towards West Lauderdale High School. Okay, and I can't kind of point things out for you, but if you look closely, it looks to be a bit of a wedging that we see here. Still a little hard to detect because there is a lot of heavy rain falling, but it does look like something that could be significant. tornado that moved through. So again, here's a look at what we're looking at here. Again, if you kind of look very closely, you kind of see somewhat of a wedging here. Again, it's hard to detect because it's rain wrapped. Again, but that looks like that could be what looks to be a part of the funnel there. But again, just kind of looking at that perspective. But again, still kind of hard to see. And this is a photo that was taken by one of our teammates, her husband, Eric Shirley, and it was towards the West Lauderdale High School area. So again, we're going to continue to monitor these things. If you have any photos that you can take safely, please go ahead and do so, and make sure that if you can, upload those to our WTOK weather app. So we're going to take it back to the radar. And again, we're monitoring several things. Iviana walked you through a lot of the circulations that we had with the different velocities. Again, we're no longer under any warnings for Lauderdale County, but again, that could be temporary because we have another warning sitting just south of Lauderdale County impacting the Clark County area that goes until 1:30, and then we have multiple warnings just south and west of there. So again, we'll start north and go south. Let's go ahead and look at the velocity again. I like to go and look at the velocity because it's a very easy, clear picture of what we're looking at in terms of rotation and what could be a threat to you. So again, we're looking at this here, and again, this is just south and west of the DeKalb area. Looks as if it could still be moving towards the north and east around that 35 mile per hour time frame. And again, it looks like it's going to kind of make its way towards that Highway 45 corridor. Again, the warning has not been extended as of yet. Right now is 124, 125. So we got another 20 minutes or so. But nonetheless, again, I'm sitting right on top of that Klondike area. And again, it's going to be moving towards DeKalb. Now, was Klondike the area that was being pointed out here? Okay. And it's going to be moving towards DeKalb. So again, sitting right on top of 493. This one has had history. Again, this one has been cited in previous counties. It was on the ground creating some damage. We had damage reports. We also had damage indicator that was kind of showing up there via the radar. So again, right now, we're just kind of watching it kind of slide over 493. And eventually, again, whatever's left of this will potentially make its way in between Old Jackson Road and 39, potentially heading towards that DeKalb area. So again, if you are within any of this area here, around 39, if you live, again, just to the north and west of Cullum, go ahead and get to that safe place. Hopefully, you're already in your safe place if you're in Klondike or Moscow. But again, it's going to continue to make its way towards the north and east in due time, making its way towards the DeKalb area. So we're now looking in Kemper County. We're going to go ahead and take a different perspective, looking a little bit further south. And we're going to look at the other warning that is in place. Again, we have several areas of circulation, kind of go up just a little bit. We do have a circulation that's now south and west of Meridian. Again, it's not warned, but we do have some signs of rotation here across portions of Highway 11. We also have another area of rotation here sitting just east of 45, again, south of Meridian. And we also have this one that is warned that's just moving away from the Stonewall area, and it's going to continue to make its way north and east. And so it's going to be pushing over 514, heading towards that Sable area. So again, we do have a lot going on. Not a good time to travel. You want to make sure that you're staying in that safe place if you're within these polygons. Okay, stay there until the threat passes. Hopefully, your TV is turned up and you're listening or you're watching us via your iPad or your cell phone. Again, if you recognize this, if this is your neighborhood, you want to continue to stay in that safe place because we're still tracking a dangerous storm that's moving through. This is a radar indicated tornado as of right now that is pushing through portions of, again, the Stonewall community, Sable, and again, it's going to continue to make its way north and east, possibly following a similar path as the other one that has moved through our area. So again, there's Meridian. Meridian is not under any type of alerts as of right now, but we do have multiple areas of rotation just south of the metro. And again, we're still tracking the one cell that has come through several counties, a supercell that was creating some damage at one point, again, was sighted. We were able to see the debris via our radar detector there. But again, now we're just kind of monitoring these circulations and we haven't had anything confirmed from those. But again, Lauderdale County right now is in the clear. Not tracking anything. We do have, again, this cell that's kind of pushing towards DeKalb. And we also have, again, these warnings that are impacting areas between Jasper, Clark County, and also as you head down towards the Jones County area. So as far as the bigger picture here, let's go ahead and take a look at the reflectivity and kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with. And unfortunately, we do have a lot that's still going on. Again, earlier we drew on the cold front. And again, we do have the front still well to our west. And until that moves east of us, we're going to stay in this very prime, juicy, unsettled unstable atmosphere with all of the elements in place for, again, this severe weather outbreak, so to speak. So again, we are going to continue to kind of stay with this. We have multiple alerts in effect, kind of trekking from the southwest towards the north and east. Meridian in the clear for now, but again, we could definitely have more warnings in the county before it's all said and done. Over towards Sumter County, Choctaw County, again, you're quiet for now, but all of this is going to be shifting east. So unfortunately, you need to make sure that you have your weather guard up, and you need to know your safe place is, because again, a lot of these alerts will start to shift east into your area as we get closer to that 3, 4, 5 o'clock time frame until that cold front passes. It is going to be very volatile in terms of our atmosphere across our area. So we're tracking a lot. On top of this, we do have a flood alert in effect. We have flood watchers that are in place, and we're going to go ahead and give you a view of some of the rain that we've picked up. Do we have any rainfall estimates that have already been tracked and kind of give an idea of what we've picked up thus far? Okay, this past 24 hours, maybe do some of the query to kind of see the amount that we've had. And it looks like we've picked up anywhere from, in some cases I saw earlier, 2 to 4 inches already, especially north of I-20. We got one spot that says 2.5 inches. We got some more query amounts. We're looking at 2.5 inches. Again, that's been some of the consistent ones within that 2 to 3 inch range. Areas north have been up to about 3 to 4 inches, so it just depends on where you're located. But definitely, you want to make sure that you are staying up to date. And if you don't have to travel, please don't, because we're dealing with a whole lot. Again, traveling with this type of environment, and then the conditions in terms of some of those roadways is just not the best. Chase?
We have another warning now for us here in Meridian and in Lauderdale County. So let's take a look at that warning, just because it is making its way. That was the Clark County system that is making its way northeast into our area now, which is now southern Lauderdale County. As it's making its way, and you can see exactly Meridian is now included in that east of or west of Quitman, making its way into southwestern Lauderdale County and southern Lauderdale County. So south of I-20, we're watching multiple different velocity signatures now that are all warned. But we're watching this slight indication here, this one here, and then also this one towards the south. So one's pretty much along I-59, making its way to the northeast towards the downtown Meridian area. And then there's another one just to the east of I-40, of Highway 45, north of 514, making its way toward the northeast as well. So we're watching both of these very, very closely, and we're trying to get a look at them as well right now. But they're going to make its way towards the northeast of I-20, following that I-59, I-20 corridor as well. And then there's another area of circulation just to the north of Quitman that we're looking at as well, as that makes its way towards the north as well. So we're watching this system very, very closely. Now that it has, it will be impacting the north, not the north, the southern part of Lauderdale County, making its way towards Meridian. We're watching a lot of different systems as they do make their way. So we're going to track not just one of the different ones, but multiple different ones, just because they have multiple chances of touching down as well. Just because it hasn't yet doesn't mean it won't. So we're watching it very, very, very closely. So we're going to be seeing Wolf Springs around 133, Key Field at 136, down in Meridian 143, and it is currently 131 right now. So it's going to start making its way here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So make sure you seek shelter now. Find a place to go indoors and just get off the road if at all possible. You don't want to be driving along I-20 or I-59 right now, so please make sure you seek shelter immediately. 45 as well, Key Field, Marion as well at 153, 203 in 207 in Cuba, 215 over in Dove, 220 York, 239 Livingston, and 239 at the University of West Alabama, if it does stick together. But right now, we're watching it very, very closely for at least the 153 and up. So Marion, Meridian, Key Field, Wolf Springs are places that need to seek shelter immediately, because these systems could drop down at any second. So we're watching it very, very closely, and Deetra has an update as well.
We're just going to call for a sky cam.
Okay.
If we can just take a view here. We're going to take a look towards the southeast and see if we can see some of these cells coming in with that new warning. Okay. So now we're looking, this is 22nd Avenue. You can kind of see it there. Just kind of went past it. Okay, so we're looking more towards this south and If we're kind of scanning the skies here from the southeast to the southwest, kind of seeing if we can see anything. But again, folks, this is just the type of event where it's rain wrapped. We're looking at a high precipitation type scenario. So it's going to be hard to see anything that's coming your way. That's why it's very important for you to, again, just get to that safe place. If your neighborhood is in a warning, you need to get to that safe place and get to it quickly, because again, you're not going to see anything if you try to look outside. It's just, we're dealing with too much rainfall, and again, the elements are just very unstable. And again, with this high precipitation event that we're dealing with, again, it's just going to be best for you to, again, if you get that warning, get to that lowest level, get to that storm shelter, get to that basement.
That's right, Deetra. So now let's go back to the velocity and take a little bit of a closer look at the.
All right, so our chase is kind of getting reorganized there. We're going to continue to kind of scan the skies here. And again, you're looking, courtesy of the 3-foot hotel camera, towards the southeast, southwest. We're kind of scanning the southern periphery there, kind of getting a view of what's coming. And if we go back to the radar, we're looking at the setup of the storms that are kind of coming in out of the south. So again, Aviana's kind of stepping up to give you the next update. But again, we're kind of looking south because we're kind of watching for these circulations kind of coming up 45, kind of parallel to 45, going to eventually cross over, and eventually it's going to make its way, these circulations towards 19. Again, these are radar indicated, nothing confirmed, but definitely something for you to be mindful of. And if you are under a warning, you do not want to travel. And much of our area is under some type of alert. So again, stay inside and just keep your alerts on and take shelter if necessary.
That is right. We can go back to the radar now so we can show the velocity to show where the tightest rotation is of the storm right now that we are tracking over the area headed into the metro part of Meridian right now. Again, get into your safe place and stay there and listen for the all clear. This storm has tracked over Clark County right now and is on its way into Lauderdale County. We haven't seen anything confirmed on the ground just yet. If we can get a look back to the radar pulled up here, then that'll be just fine. We're going to show the very heavy rainfall that we're dealing with. We're talking blinding rain out there. It is storming, so you don't want to look outside right now. Get into your safe place. Don't try to travel at all right now if you're in parts of Clark County, Lauderdale County, and Kemper County. We do have multiple warnings out over the area right now. Again, this is the blinding rain we're talking. You can hear the rain hitting the roof in downtown Meridian right now. Again, we're watching this area of rotation right here, right on Highway 45, and we're going to draw a cone to show where the storm is headed next over the area. Stable by 137. Get into your safe place right now. Your safe zone and stay there. Southeast Elementary School. If you're over in that area, know anyone in that area, live around the school, get into your safe zone and stay there right now. Again, we're watching this area of rotation right here, getting ready to cross over into Lauderdale County. So the storm is heading northeast at 40 miles per hour last time we checked there. So moving relatively quickly, and it could spawn up a tornado. Not seeing any confirmed rotation on the ground right now, but you want to treat this as it has been confirmed. To get into that safe place, making sure that your head is protected. Again, if you've seen your city name on the map, be sure that you are in your safe zone right now. Here's our debris signature. We're looking for some of the brighter colors, the more brighter yellows and brighter greens right now. Luckily, we're not seeing any, so that is a good sign. No detection of any debris being alofted in the air, but we are watching multiple areas of rotation right here just south of Laurel right now, the area they just circled, headed into portions of Wayne County. So we're watching this area also. Again, multiple tornado warnings in effect right now over the area that could impact us. This is another area that we are watching here, getting ready to cross over into Clark County, right, sitting right on top, north of Heidelberg right now. And this is the area that we are watching that is going to head into Lauderdale County for us. These warnings are in effect until 2:30 now, so we will be sure to keep you all updated, making sure that you are in your safe place though. If you've seen your city on the map headed into Clark County, Again, within this polygon near parts of Enterprise, Quitman, on Highway 45, if you are in that area, get there and stay there. Here's another area of rotation that we are watching that could track its way into our area. Right now, a portion of Newton County under that tornado warning due to that system that is down to the south of us. Here's the area that we have been watching that had confirmed tornadoes on the ground, confirmed damage from this storm here. Still in Kemper County right now, just in between Highway 493 and Highway 39 right now, headed into portions of just missing DeKalb right now, but luckily this area of rotation began a little broader. Now we are further away from the radar, but we still kind of see that tight little rotation there that we are watching. This warning does remain in effect until 1:45. No confirmation of if it will be extended or not, but we did have some confirmation on the ground from this particular storm right now on the map. Again, if you are in the Kemper County area, headed just south of highway, just west of Highway 45, you definitely want to get in your safe zone and stay there. We did have some confirmation from this storm in this area right here that we are watching. All of us definitely want to get into our safe zone. The storm is headed into portions of Lauderdale County. We have an update.
Take, looks like we are looking at the 3-foot north camera or the 3-foot south. Which
Okay,
one?
we're going to give you all a view outside
We're going to
shortly here.
Okay, 3-foot north camera. It looks like if you look closely, we do see what looks to be, again, one of those wedging scenarios. Again, we're kind of looking towards the south.
We're looking towards the south right now.
And so, again, we're watching several circulations that are sliding in. Are we able to walk on the screen? Let's see. No, we're not. But again, oh, there we go. So we're watching. If you kind of look and see, we'll see somewhat of a wedging here. It's kind of hard to see. Again, everything we're talking about is rain wrapped, a lot of rain. But again, it looks like we have somewhat of a lowering here as we look off in the distance. Again, we're looking towards the south. So again, I'll step off screen to give you a view of that. Again, we're monitoring this. We're pointing this towards the south because we have two circulations that are coming in from out of what looks to be the Clark County area, pushing into now Lauderdale County. So if we can take the radar, I just want to give a perspective here of where those circulations are. And again, we'll show you why we're pointing this towards the south. So again, we're looking towards these circulations here, kind of combining now, and again, not as tight as once was, but again, still, we are looking at the circulation kind of parallel to 45 and 145. And again, that's continuing to make its way towards the north, north, and east. And it looks as if it's going to continue to move in that northeast direction, roughly at about 45 miles per hour. So again, it should stay just west of Wolf Springs, but again, is moving northeast at 45. So just to put a track on this, we'll go ahead and do that again. Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. And with this would put these several cities in the mix in terms of who could be up next for some impacts should this be spawning a tornado. Again, it is radar indicated. So it'll be over towards that Roy area as we head towards 140. That's right about now, okay? So it's 140 at this time. 143 towards Sable. Okay, he zoomed in, so we're going to get a new updated track here so we can get a better perspective of the storm track. But again, it's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So we'll kind of throw those communities on there for you. Again, over towards that Sable area right about now, the 0 area by 153. And then eventually, if it can hold together towards that Cuba area as we head towards 219. So again, we have a circulation here. There's rotation. This is a radar indicated tornado, and it's moving towards the north and east. Again, pushing out of that Lauderdale County area and then making its way more so towards the, where are we at? Okay, so this is the Clark County area cell.
Yes.
This is the Lauderdale County cell. Okay, so this is Meridian. Zoom in a little bit tighter for me. Kind of lost my bearings. Okay, so we're looking at 0. Okay, there's Meridian. Okay, so this is the cell that's coming south, coming from the south towards the metro. Again, moving towards the north and east. It could move just to the east of the metro of Meridian. So again, we're watching this right about there. And again, we're going to watch that move towards the north and east. So Vinville, if you're in that area, you want to get to that safe place. It's going to stay what looks to be west of 45 in Lauderdale County. It should stay just west of Wolf Springs. But again, this circulation is right here, about to cross over that county line. There's Causeyville, and it's going to be moving towards that Vinville area. So again, if you are in Lauderdale County right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Again, it's going to continue to move towards the north and east, and it looks as if this one is going to bring some impacts. Again, you're talking about some gusty winds, if nothing else. Again, it's a radar indicated tornado, so it could spawn a tornado at any moment. It's very important that you get to that safe place immediately. And again, in perspective here, we're looking at a different view. We have multiple warnings, so it can get kind of confusing on what you're looking at, but we'll go ahead and try to give you an idea. This is the warning here that's impacting Lauderdale County. Again, it's including portions of the Clark County area. You're looking at the debris detector to see if we see anything that stands out. We do not, so let's go back and take a look at the velocity and get a different perspective of there. Again, closing in on that Lauderdale County tornado warned area. We actually have two circulations, one coming in out of Jasper County. There's one right there just to the west of Quitman, and then we also have one that is now making its way out of Clark County, pushing into Lauderdale County. So again, we were looking at our tower cams there to see if we can get a view of that. But this Clark County, Lauderdale County tornado warning goes until roughly that 2:30 time frame. And again, with this, it is moving towards the north and east at 35 miles per hour. So again, we're going to continue to kind of keep an eye on this one. Again, we can do either a zoom in for the neighborhoods or give a storm track. But again, this is where the circulation is. It's pushing into Lauderdale County. If you are in that zero road community, go ahead and get to your safe place. If you're right at that county line, you want to make sure you get to your safe place, again, near the zero road area. Fisher Road is going to be heading towards you here in a short notice. There's Purvis to the north and west. We'll be monitoring that. Skyline Road, though, you're within that northeast trajectory. So again, you want to get to your safe place, and also over towards Price Road, Causeyville Road. Again, it's best to just go ahead and get the family, get to that safe location, lowest level of your home, away from windows, bathroom, closet, so that you can just go ahead, get there, stay put, and hopefully the storm will pass you by. So let's go ahead and zoom out and give a different perspective. Again, there's that circulation looking well defined. Here's another one, again, kind of taking a similar trajectory there, moving towards that north and east, just west of downtown Quitman. But Stonewall, you're in the path of this cell. Okay, so we're looking at, again, the rotation is really winding up right on top of the Pachuta area. And again, it's going to be pushing towards places like County Road 130, over towards County Road 320. So again, if this is your neighborhood, go ahead and get to that safe place. So if you have family in these areas, give them a call and tell them to go ahead and get to that storm shelter. Okay, Beatrice, again, it's going to be just kind of skirting by you. It may just miss this area here, but again, County Road 320, County Road 130. Again, go ahead and get to that lowest level of your home. Also over towards the Stonewall area. This is heading towards your location, as again, it's moving north and east. So we're going to go ahead and back it up a bit. We have more that's coming down the turnpike, unfortunately. We have another cell that could possibly push into southern Clark County. It's going to be pushing through Wayne County here shortly. And then we have one in Jasper County that, if it holds together, will either clip the Newton County area or the Lauderdale County area. Now, we do have this one that's sitting in Kemper County. We can zoom into that one and get a better perspective of what that one is. Again, this is the same cell that has moved through several counties and that has at one point been confirmed in that Kemper County area. Again, that warning goes until 2:45. Again, this is now the eastern, northeastern, and the southern portions of Kemper County. As we look at the velocity, we could see what's happening in terms of any rotation there. And then we do have an update about the visibility for that cell in Lauderdale County. But again, this is getting further away from that radar. So again, it's kind of hard to see. And my microphone may have gone out a bit. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. So, okay, here's the view. The velocity just south of DeKalb. And again, we're looking at, it's there, but again, it's kind of harder to detect once we get so far away from the radar. Eventually, if this pushes into Sumter County, then the Birmingham office will take over that one in terms of the warnings. But let's go ahead and take a look further south towards the cell that is moving into Lauderdale County. We got a report coming in from Odie Barrett with Emergency Management. He says visible rotation observed in Lauderdale County around the Mount Horeb Road and Zero Road area. So let's go ahead and kind of zoom into, again, that Zero Road area. Here we go here. Again, we do have that rotation that is very evident here. Zoom out just a little bit just to get a better perspective of where the rotation is. And again, we're looking at it roughly right about here. Zoom out just a little bit more, Avion, if you can, and just go ahead and loop it because you see a lot of different colors. Okay, so it's very broad, but here's a view right about here. Okay, so it's just now making its way again. And so that zero community area, again, there's reports of visible rotation around that zero community area, Zero Road and Mount Horeb Road. Again, so again, this is what we're watching, and this is continuing to make its way towards the north and east. So if you're within any of this area, you need to go ahead and get to that safe place. Again, we're getting some visuals of rotation. Again, he cannot confirm that is on the ground, but again, we are seeing rotating cloud base there. So again, it's going to be moving towards that Causeyville area at 153, over towards Kiwani as we head towards 210, and the Cuba community as we head towards 214, and then eventually it's going to move towards York once it makes its way further out of the county. But again, we are getting reports of a possible tornado. Now this is saying south near the Wayne County line area, so that would be more so around Clark County. So as we get more information about that circulation, we'll keep you posted. Again, we're looking at some must be coming maybe out of Jasper County. Got to get some more information regarding that one. But again, in Lauderdale County, Odie Barrett from Emergency Management is reporting visible rotation around the Mount Horeb and the Zero Road areas. So if that rings a bell, if you have family there, if that's your neighborhood, hopefully you're already in your safe place. So again, let's see what we're kind of tracking for our possibility from this point. Again, we already have tornado warnings that are in effect. I'm going to go ahead and throw on what the Storm Prediction Center has for the probability for us to have more tornadoes this evening. We know that we do have that tornado watch that is in effect until later this evening, but generally speaking, we're expecting the threat for tornadoes to unfortunately continue as we're looking at the hatched area here that is kind of showing up, and that gives us an idea of the areas that could see possible strong tornadoes, EF2 or higher, okay? So we already have a high probability for tornadic activity indicated by, again, the enhanced area. But when you see this hatched location, that means that on top of having a pretty likely chance of tornadic activity, the hatched areas have an even greater chance for EF2 or higher tornadoes that could roll across the area within 25 miles of a point. And notice that that does include the areas that we've seen some really active conditions in throughout the course of the day. Again, much of our area, and it does line up with that enhanced risk, or should I say that moderate risk as well. So again, we are in a very bad situation, a dangerous situation. As we look at the overall reflectivity, you'll see what we're kind of dealing with, and unfortunately, it's not going to be over anytime soon. Looking at the reflectivity, if you can do the Aviana, kind of go back to that reflectivity map, giving an idea of where we are and where we're going. So looking at the broader view, we're going to take a look and see what's happening. And we have these little supercells kind of coming through, these little circular cells that are again spinning, they're rotating. We have a lot of atmospheric energy to support severe weather. And then again, we definitely have what we call the shear that's there to get these storms to spin. A lot of moisture in place. We have that frontal boundary that's going to be moving through. So the atmosphere is just prime for severe weather. All of the elements are coming together. Again, lots of rain with this. Flooding is a big threat. Many spots have already picked up more than 2 inches. Some spots closer to 4. And again, we have multiple areas that are dealing with rotation, including this one here, again, in Lauderdale County. So again, we do have multiple tornado warnings in place. We have one for Lauderdale County. It looks like we have another little piece of one for the eastern portions of the county. This is Meridian, and you do sit under somewhat both of them. And then we have another one kind of pushing into Lauderdale County now that's going to be coming out of Jasper County from a cell here that's going to be pushing, again, impacting either Newton County more so or Lauderdale County. It just depends on the actual trajectory. Looks like more so it'll be moving into Newton County and then eventually clipping parts of Lauderdale County. So again, just a lot of different circulations, a dangerous situation for travel. And again, that circulation, Aviana or Chase, in southeastern Lauderdale County is very broad. You can see it really well as you zoom out. Zooming in, again, definitely a better perspective. So again, just south and east of that Meridian metro area, get to your safe place right now if you are in the path of this storm.
The main one that we are watching right now is definitely the one that's just a little bit to the southeast of Meridian as well, just because there are reports of that that funnel starting to encroach, but that rotation is very tight, and so it's very prominent in that area that we could see something that could come down to the ground. Now, it's not yet, but we're still seeing that velocity signature still being very tight compared to the storm just to the north of Quitman, which has a very broad circulation. So that very tight circulation is indicating that there was a wall cloud. There's rotating air there as well. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient and what we could be expecting from that as well, because that's where we'll see a lot of our debris signature. And there isn't a necessarily clear dot. There's been that very broad, but it's starting to intensify just a little bit compared to what we were seeing earlier. So there could be some indication of debris as well. Now, that's not a clear indication because it's so broad across most of the area, but we're looking for just pretty much a dot in the area where it's just a very different color from the red. So you're expecting to see that yellow or green and sort of like a dot compared to that red around it. So it's not a clear indication of debris in our area, but we're still watching it very closely because that velocity signature is very tight. But let's take a look at the radar, because even though we're seeing all that velocity and all that spinning storms, looking at it, it's just plenty of rain, and that's going to be dumping across most of our area, and that's not very good because we're seeing most of these systems are rain wrapped, meaning that that's an even more dangerous situation than a tornado already is. And I think Deetra has an update as well, so let me step off while she gives that.
Yeah, so Odie Barrett just, and again, he's from Lauderdale Emergency Management, and he is reporting that there are multiple wrecks on I-20. Okay, so I-20 westbound is closed at this time. We are not quite sure from exactly what entry point, but again, I-20 westbound is closed at this time. This is coming from Emergency Management, multiple wrecks on I-20.
Okay, so anyone that is driving along I-20 definitely needs to get off the road and try to find a place to get situated in, because this will be a very long ride because we have multiple storm after storm making its way into Lauderdale County as well. But the one that we're all watching right now is the one just to the southeast of Meridian. Now let's take a little bit more of a street view of it as well and see exactly where this circulation is located and where it will be heading as it's moving to the northeast at roughly 35 miles per hour. So let's get a little bit closer to the street view and see exactly what we're seeing, exactly where it's at. So Causeyville Road, it's passing that right now. It's pretty much right on top of you. So if you're right up along Causeyville Road, it will make its way to the northeast towards I-9 or Highway 19, Vinville as well. We're going to be seeing that warning continue for your every area. Jeff Davis School Road as it's makes its way to the northeast, Alamaca, and then 496. And it's going to start making its way and possibly cross over the county line into Alabama as well. So we're watching it very, very closely right now because it is in that southwestern or southeastern Lauderdale County. But there's another storm behind it just to the northwest of Quitman, and we are still tracking plenty of tornado warnings across our area. Most of them extending to about 245 for the system that has been going on for a long time up in Newton County as well. It just doesn't seem to stop spinning. And another one in 245 for here in Meridian and northeastern Lauderdale County. And then we have one for 230 now in the Bay Springs area making its way into Lauderdale. And then we're going to be seeing plenty more because there's just plenty that are spinning up across the whole line. So we're watching multiple systems that are tracking that will soon be crossing over into Alabama as well. But right now, there are plenty of velocity signatures. Actually, let's look at the one just to the west of Wayne County. It's on that border right there. And you can see that there's a clear indication of rotation as well, making its way to the northeast, just south of Highway 54, to the east of Laurel, to the west of Waynesboro, making its way to the northeast inside Wayne County right now. If you are within this system, or if you are to the northeast of Highway 54 to the Shibuda area, you need to be keeping a very, very close eye as this system is encroaching into the area. We're going to be seeing McGrill School 207 and 217 West King 220 in Maui, Shibuda School around 221, and then Junction City around 236. That's if it gets a hold of everything. So I think Deetra has another update as well.
Yeah, we're just going to take a look outside. If we can pull up the 3-foot hotel camera looking south and east, that's what we have the tightest rotation right now. That seems to be southeast of Meridian and also just south and east of Marion, more so due south, almost southwest of Tumsuba. So again, you're looking towards the south and east right now from, again, the 3-foot hotel camera. And as you can see, again, it's hard to detect anything considering that we have a lot of rain. But again, this is just showing you how dangerous it would be to try to, again, avoid getting to a safe place instead of trying to look outside. Again, do not do that. Make sure that if you are under a warning, you are just going straight to that safe place, whether it's a basement, whether it's a storm shelter. And that's that's 22nd Avenue, I should say. And again, we're kind of looking just to the southwest of there. Again, looking more, again, towards the southeast of Meridian. And as we can see, detection of anything is hard considering that we are dealing with such heavy rain. So again, please be mindful of these warnings. Avoid trying to get a peek. But if you're under an alert, get to your safe place.
Yeah, visibility is definitely very low, so just make sure you have ways of staying updated throughout the rest of the day because some of these storms will be lasting until the evening as well. So let's take a look at the wide aspect of the radar. Again, you can take a look at all the warnings that we have up there, most of which until 2:45, 2:30 for some of our area. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at what exactly we're going to be expecting with each one. We'll start from the top down as well. So we have the one just to the south of DeKalb, moving towards the Stuba. Let's take a look at the velocity signature of it now, just to see exactly where that tight signature is. Now it's moving further away from the system, from our radar, so it's not necessarily too tight anymore, and it's very not even existent in some cases. There might be a little bit broad circulation more towards the south of Stuba, so we're watching it still very, very closely because there's a warning on it still intact until 2:45 this afternoon. So just make sure if you are within that area, you're still watching it very, very closely. But the main eyes are on this one to the east of Meridian, making its way to just over Highway 19, just south of 496, Vinville, and making its way to Alamucha in a second, just because it's going to make its way to the northeast. Let's take a little bit closer street view as we are going to be seeing that storm make its way to the northeast at roughly 35 miles per hour. And I think Dietrich has another update coming up.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give you a bit of a break. We do have a update coming from the National Weather Service. And again, there are several large funnel clouds that are being reported in various counties. We have a cell that's moving out of Wayne County that a large funnel cloud is being reported for. Again, we have reports of rotation via the cell that's kind of moving through Lauderdale County. Again, here's Meridian, and here's that cell right here. Over 19. So again, just make sure that you are, again, in that safe place. It's just now approaching that 496 area. And again, as this continues to move further and further away from the radar side, it just makes it even more hard to detect. Thankfully, this is showing a more detailed, a more closed circulation. It's very tightly wound and is easy to detect. But as you move further away from the radar, at times it can be harder to do so and making it harder for us to help you get to that safe place. But again, this is expected to maintain itself and move into Sumter County. Again, the Birmingham National Weather Service office will take over from that point. They're issuing this warning here. This includes Livingston. This includes the Cuba area. And again, it's just going to kind of ride across portions of I-20. So already we do have portions of the interstate that is closed off. I know I-20 westbound is closed due to multiple wrecks. Again, so avoid traveling at this time. Avoid traveling if you can for the day because we're dealing with a very dangerous situation, multiple tornadic activity, multiple reports of damage. And again, we're continuing to monitor these circulations. So again, we have this cell that's kind of pushing towards 496. It will be crossing over I-20. And again, remember, already westbound is blocked off from Meridian heading west. It's recommended that you don't even try because again, the westbound lanes are closed. But then heading eastbound now, there could possibly be some impact that we're going to have, again, another cell that has a really tight circulation kind of making its way over the interstate. So hopefully no one's out there traveling. Hopefully everyone's in the house and kind of have anticipated this event. But again, we're expecting this next tight circulation to make its way over I-20. This is east from downtown Meridian area. So again, if you are just joining us, we have multiple tornado warnings in effect. Again, we've had some confirmations. We've had, again, just multiple warnings, definitely all worthy of you taking seriously. And it looks like we're going to continue with this activity through the next several hours. We're waiting on the cold front to come through. And if we look at the reflectivity, I can kind of give you an idea of at least where the relief will be from this. So again, we still have all of this. And again, there is just a prime atmosphere for unsettled weather, severe conditions, including, again, damaging winds, meaning straight line winds over 70 miles per hour. We're talking reports of tornadoes confirmed at times with this. There could be some hail as well. We haven't had many reports of large hail with this. The atmosphere more so is just more favorable of that spin as we have a lot of wind shear. So again, we're looking at these supercells kind of popping up ahead of the main line. We saw a little bit of activity this morning, but again, this is definitely the peak of it. And you see the back edge of this a little bit further out view is just now towards that Mississippi River area. We have a cold front that is kind of sliding east, and the showers will continue even behind the front, but the front in and of itself, again, the atmosphere remains very unstable and again, definitely supportive of severe weather. So we have another few hours of this. It's about 2 o'clock. We're expecting that front to cross our area as we head towards that 4-5 o'clock time frame, and then from that point we'll see the weather improve. So again, we just have to stick it out a few more hours, but again, we're still tracking multiple circulations here. We're looking at the velocity, and the velocity signature is just basically a signature that lets us know that the storm is spinning. When you looked at the different perspective, which was what we call reflectivity, that's what you're used to seeing, the yellows, the reds indicating heavy rain, but when we look inside the storms, this is what we see. And again, the red is going away from the radar, the green is going towards the radar, and that lets us know that we're dealing with rotation. So again, we still have this rotation in Lauderdale County now to the east, southeast of Meridian. We also have rotation coming out of Clark County here. It looks like we're still going with this tornado warning for the Clark County area. This goes until, looks to be 3 o'clock. So again, we do have what looks to be a new warning, or maybe it's been here. I just saw so many I didn't notice it. But again, this is another warning. This goes until 3 o'clock. This does include the Shibuda area, DeSoto, downtown Quitman. You're within this. And again, this goes until 3 p.m. This is moving towards the north and east at roughly about 40 miles per hour. It's going to be from this to the Clark County area. So again, if you are in Clark County, make sure you are getting to your safe place. This is a radar indicated tornado. We're looking at the potential for, or should I say severe storm that has the potential for producing a tornado. So again, we're looking at this circulation here that's going to be pushing north and east. It's going to impact the downtown Shibuda area. Again, it could possibly move towards the DeSoto community, downtown Quitman. You are within this polygon. So again, if you're listening, this is coming out of Wayne County. Do not travel. Do not make your way down 45. Again, stay put. Let this pass. Get to your safe place, your storm shelter, something of the sort. Again, we're looking at, again, a dangerous cell that's going to be sliding by. It's going to be a severe storm that has the potential to, again, spawn a tornado that's going to push into Clark County. So again, this is one of our newest cells, and this goes until 3 o'clock in terms of our newest warning. So again, we have multiple things that we're tracking here. Again, it looks like we're going to have a rough next few hours, but we will make it. Just make sure you're staying in your safe place and do not travel if you don't have to. So again, it looks as if Aviana just put up the newest storm track around 2:20 or so. It's going to be near the Shibuda area. Again, it's still in Wayne County, so you have some time to get to that safe place. And then eventually, as we head towards 233, it's going to be near Carmichael. And then from that point, if it continues on that northeast track, it will continue to make its way towards that Butler area, which means it's going to move into Choctaw County down the line. But again, this warning goes until 3 o'clock. And again, it's from this cell coming out of Wayne County. And it's going to be crossing over 45. So again, if you know anybody that's traveling up 45 right now, again, give them a heads up. Let them know that there is a tornado warning cell that's going to be pushing across the highway, and for them to either slow down and go to a sturdy shelter and let that pass, or hopefully they're already near the house and they can get inside and get to that safe place. But again, this goes until 3 o'clock. We have the cell in Lauderdale County. Again, we'll go back up here to give you an updated timeline on what this is going to do. Again, it's going to be pushing into the Sumter County area. Again, here's the rotation here now, almost due east of Meridian, just about to make its way towards the I-20 corridor. Again, kind of sliding across portions of the highway there. And again, as you can see, if it continues on the northeast track, it will be pushing pushing into Sumter County and eventually pushing towards the Cuba area as we head towards 216, and then eventually towards that York area as we head towards 224. So again, that's another element that we're watching. We also have one in Kemper County that we're keeping an eye on. That warning goes until 2:45. So we have a little less than 40 minutes or so for that one. And we're looking at, again, this one that's including the scuba area. Again, we're getting further away from the radar, so it's a little harder to detect rotation. Let's broaden the view just a bit, keeping with velocity, and let's go ahead and loop it just to get an idea of where the circulation could be. So again, we're looking here, again, there it is right about there. So if you keep with there you go. Okay, so it looks like the rotation is right north and east of DeKalb. So when you shift a bit, you're going to a different radar. Shift back to the left towards the Jackson radar. Okay, you can see a little bit better. There you go. And so you're looking at, again, that rotation right about there, again, north and east of DeKalb now. So it's going to be moving its way out of the county. DeKalb, you are in the clear from that rotation in Kemper County. So again, just if you're northeast of DeKalb, you want to stay in your safe place, especially if you live along that 45 area, stay in your safe place until this warning ends. And again, it ends at about 2:45 unless the cell moves out a little bit sooner. But again, we can hear the sirens here at our station in Meridian downtown. We have multiple warnings for Lauderdale County. We also have a warning that is in effect for the western parts of the county, so we'll go there. And again, we're looking at this particular warning. Let's go ahead and slide to the west and southwest. It's coming from a cell that's now in Jasper County. This warning goes until 2:30. It's now near the Bay Springs area, and it's going to be sliding into Newton County. So Newton County, you've had rounds of severe weather starting this morning for you. But again, here's the circulation. Again, it's just now making its way towards that county line. And again, this warning goes until 2:30. We'll stop that and we'll go ahead and put a track on that to give you an idea of what you can expect. It looks like it's going to potentially move just east of the Newton downtown area, but again, it's moving north and east, roughly at about that 30, 35 mile per hour scenario. So again, moving north and east, kind of following the polygon there, heading towards I-20. And we'll give you an updated track on this. So here's the view of that track, and here's an estimate. Again, these may be off just a bit, but again, we're looking at over towards the Meehan area as we head towards 233. And eventually, again, if it can hold together, it may make its way close towards the airport at Key Field at about 242. And then from that point, again, it could possibly move through Meridian and maybe towards Marion by 256 if it goes in a more direct northeastward track. But again, kind of following this potential track here, it may stay a little bit further west of the metro, but we'll keep you posted on what exactly does as it continues to move and kind of clip portions of that Newton County area. So again, we definitely have a lot going on. We have meteorologist Aviana Smith here. She is going to kind of walk you through the next phase, and we're going to stick with you every step of the way to keep you informed as we go through this unfortunate, dangerous, and very active night.
That is right, and we're going to take it back to the top. If you're just now joining us, we have multiple tornado warnings in effect right now. Over the viewing area, you see all the red polygons here showing tornado warnings that are in effect for now into Sumter County until 2:45, into portions of Lauderdale County into 2:45 also. And we are tracking this storm coming out of Jasper County that could possibly head into portions of Newton County and Lauderdale County right now until 2:30. And we're also tracking the newest polygon until 3 o'clock. So this tornado warning does remain in effect right now. We see we have multiple ones across our viewing area. You can go ahead and change to the velocity so we can see some of the rotation within the storm.
I just want to give you a quick post coming from a storm chaser report that there is a tornado southwest of Shibuya within the last 5 minutes. Again, this is a storm chaser report, so this is an actual observation. So we're going to get more data on that. But again, if you're in Shibuya right now, we have a very distinct circulation. Again, the reports of this actually being a tornado via a storm chaser. So get to your safe place in the Shibuya community. Again, if you're in Shibuya, downtown Shibuya, around 45, around the Sed's restaurant, again, go ahead and get to your safe place immediately, because again, we do have storm chaser reports of a tornado southwest of the Shibuya area.
That is right, and you see a lot of tight rotation here that we are watching, and it is a confirmed on the ground tornado. If you are in that area, get in your safe place place and stay there right along Highway 45 in that area right now. County Road 212, get into that safe place. Pleasant Grove, Chaplain Road, get into your safe place right there. Highway 145, there's a more zoomed in view of the streets right over the Shibuda area. Get into your safe place. If you are on South High Street, get into that safe location. If you see your street on the map right now, get there and stay there. County Road 214, County Road 210, you want to get into your safe location, making sure that you are staying away from windows and listen for the all clear. The broadest area of rotation just to the south of you all, but there has been a confirmed tornado on the ground in the area near Shibuda right now, headed into Clark County. So again, get into your safe location. Here's an updated track on where the storm is headed next right now. It is moving fairly quickly over the area. Again, if you're in Shibuda, you need to be in that safe location right now. We did have confirmation from a storm spotter that there was a tornado on the ground in that area near Carmichael School. If you live near the area around the corner, be sure that you are moving to that safe location right now and staying there, listening for the all clear. We are dealing with a very dangerous situation. We have been seeing dangerous storms. Can you throw up the debris signature to see if we have anything aloft in the air, indicating that we do have some confirmation on the ground here from that storm? We want to see if we have any bright colors showing a debris signature here. Looking more of the yellow and green colors here to show some significance. You kind of can see some bright colors within this red contrast here. So definitely get into that safe place near Shibuda right now. Again, this warning is in effect until 3 o'clock for you all. So get into that safe location and stay there, staying away from windows. Again, we're watching this area right near Shibuda, crossing over into Clark County right now. We had some confirmation on the ground for rotation over in that area. You can go back to the velocity signature and zoom in on the street so we can know exactly where this storm is headed and where it is going next over in that area.
Give you an update here. We have a report coming from a storm spotter. This is out of the Hickory area. Multiple large pine trees and oak trees snapped. So again, we do have reports of damage. Power lines down, multiple homes. It looks as if could possibly have some structural damage. And again, that's coming from a storm spotter around the Hickory, Mississippi area.
Okay, and if you are in that area, if you are in all our viewing areas, stay indoors, please. Don't try to travel. We do have backed up highways. We have limbs down, trees down, multiple storm reports. Dangerous large storms could possibly spawn up from these tornado warnings that are in effect. You definitely want to stay indoors for the next couple of hours or so. Again, this warning that is in Clark County now, headed into portions of Shibuda, being impacted right now. Stay indoors. Don't try to travel. Again, we're dealing with very dangerous storms over the area. Everybody remain calm, and we'll be sure to update you and let you know where the next system is headed. Could you zoom in here on the tidal rotation just south of Meridian right now? Again, we're still watching this area. Also, as it continues to move right now, you can kind of see that broad location near Zero Road, Causeyville Road. Get into those safe locations of your home. Spring Road, Fisher Road over in that area, Purvis Road. If you hear your road called out, get into your safe place and stay there and listen for the all clear. That is where the broadest area of rotation is, right above you all. And this storm is moving northeast. So if you near Camp Mendel Road, get into that safe place. Buck Newell Road, Long Creek Road, over in that area, the storm is moving northeast. You are within this polygon and need to get into your safe place and stay there. We have an update.
When that rotation you just pointed out is not under a warning, but it's defined enough for folks to take cover, right?
That is right. Get into your safe place here. Now, this is the rotation that we are currently watching under this warning right now, headed into portions of Sumter County. Right here, Chase, can we get a track on it also to see where it is headed next to? If you're over in this area now, if we zoom out too far, we are away from the radar, and then we won't see the broadest area of rotation. But right now, it is just west of Cuba. And if you're near near Dove right now. The storm is on the way to you. Less than 10 minutes. Move quickly to your safe place. Stay there and listen for the all clear. Painville or near Painville School, if you know any friends or family in that location, the storm is on the way to them by 2:39. You still have a few minutes to get to your location, but you want to get there and stay there. Livingston, heads up. If it can hold together by 2:48, the storm will be on the way to you. Again, the tornado warning in effect until 2:45. So if it holds together, it will be in portions of Livingston near West Alabama College also. So get into their safe places, know where they are, move quickly, and make sure that you have your head protected. Not trying to look outside. We're dealing with the rain-wrapped storm, very dangerous out there on the highways. You don't want to travel. We do have backed up highways and reports of multiple wrecks out there. So be sure that you are staying indoors, knowing where your safe place is. We have an update.
Yeah, I want you to go ahead and do a storm track on that sail south and east of Meridian. Again, it's not warned as of yet, but it's really tightening up. You see that? So if,
This is the area here.
if Chase could go ahead and give you a storm track on that, we're going to estimate it's about 35 miles per hour. But again, that is something you want to go ahead and get in your safe place in, or maybe even zoom into some communities where it is. But again, this is just an idea of what we're dealing with, because that is really winding up.
Yes, and so if you are near the Southeast Lauderdale Elementary High School, get into that safe zone right now. This is the tightest area right now that we are watching, just south of Meridian. And again, moving over into the area, not warned at all, but it is a very tight rotation that we are watching. And if you're near Vinville by 223, get into that safe place right now and stay there. If you see your city name within this box, screenshot it, take a picture, move into your safe zone right now. The storm is on the way to you all. Again, not a warned sail, but we're watching very, very tight rotation within this sail right now. Chase, can you zoom in a little bit more so we can kind of see what streets are being affected right now, or where the heaviest rotation is within this sail right now that we are watching? Again, Frankville, West Wilson Road, Frank Wilson Road, get into your safe zone right now. Fisher Road, safe zone. Purvis Road, get into that safe zone and stay there right now. Again, away from windows, making sure your head is protected. Volume up. Hopefully your devices are still charged. I know we have been on for hours, and we will continue to monitor and track these storms. Causeyville Road, if you near these places, Enzor, Zero Road, stay in your safe locations right now. Not a tornado warned sail right here, but we are dealing with a very, very tight rotation still in this location. And earlier today, we did see or did get confirmation that a tornado was on the ground in this area. So it is possible that another one quickly spun up. Can we check the debris? We have an update, Chase?
I do have one update.
Okay.
They have canceled the tornado warning for Kemper County.
Okay.
So that's the only confirmation of cancellation.
All right, thank you. We do, what Chase said, if you couldn't hear him, that they did expire the warning that is in Kemper County. So Kemper County, you can come out of your safe zone now, but keep your weather guard up as we continue to track multiple storms moving across our area right now. But if you are in Kemper County, you do have the all clear. So you are good to move out of your safe place, but keep your weather alerts on. Chase, we have another update.
We do have another update. Okay. Hopefully the mic is working now. But there was a roof removed from a trailer in the Tumsuba area. So that's in Lauderdale County, and that's very closely associated with that. And we also have confirmation of multiple trees down near Leo McDonald Road, near Camp Bonacci. And there's trees all across the road, so we can see that there's obvious damage there. So let's get a little bit closer into that area and look at the velocity and that storm right now.
All right, while Chase gets that adjusted, again, it's important that since we're dealing with a dangerous situation, multiple trees down on the roadways, you want to avoid any trouble right now within the next 2 hours. Dietrich, you have an update?
Yeah, we had a phone call come in. We were getting reports off of Highway 45 around the Ridge Haven subdivision. I hope I said that correctly. We're getting reports of some hail damage. So, of course, everything will be confirmed as the National Weather Service goes out. Hail damage, hopefully you can send us photos once everything is clear of what you have out there. But again, we are getting multiple reports from hail to accident reports to structural damage. So again, stay inside. Continue to watch us here at WTOK and get to that safe place if you are under alert.
That is right. Chase, do you have another update?
They just issued brand new warning for Clark County there.
All
So
right,
that's
and
what
so-
we're going to take a look at.
And that is right. It does extend. It's flashing, so that means it's an update, and it is until 3. And now Dietrich's gonna step on.
Okay, so again, here we are with Clark County here. Again, there's Shibuda. There is the circulation that we have. Again, this is Highway 45. Again, it's going to be crossing, it looks to be north and east of Shibuda and moving roughly about 40 miles per hour to the north and east. Here's downtown Quitman, so it's going to miss the downtown Quitman area. But again, Shibuda, here's a circulation here around that DeSoto area. Again, it's going to be moving over your area, so get to a safe place immediately. Again, if you're in DeSoto, again, downtown Shibuda. Do not travel up and down 45 if you're in Clark County. Stay in your safe place. Again, downtown Quitman, it should stay south of you, but it is going to move to your south and then east. So again, downtown Quitman should be fine, but again, it's going to be traveling towards that north and east and is moving roughly at about 40 miles per hour. So we can go ahead and give a storm track on that. Here is the latest scan here. So right about there, again, we're going to go ahead and give that 40 mile per hour northeast track to give folks an idea of some of the areas that are going to be under the gun for this one. So again, we do have, again, a radar indicated storm that is potentially spawning a tornado, possibly even some hail within this that could be on the larger side of things. So again, stay inside. If you're anywhere around that Sales Prairie area, it's going to be heading towards you within minutes. Right now it's 222, about 225. Junction City around 230. As we head towards the Hinton area, it'll be your way as we head towards that 248 time frame, kind of making its way from that point into Choctaw County. But Butler, you are within the extreme longer end of this storm track here. So if it can hold together, keeping with that northwest trajectory is going to be in your area as we head towards 303. So again, we do have some tight rotation right around that Shibuda area. Now it looks like it's east of 45 in terms of it has moved east of the 45 corridor, but it's going to continue to move towards that north and east trajectory. So eastern and southeastern Clark County, stay in your storm shelter, stay in your safe place. Hopefully you have moved from a, let's say, a mobile home to a more sturdier structure. Maybe you have an aunt down the street, relatives or whatever, they live in a more sturdier structure. Hopefully you have already left. If you're in east or southeastern Clark County and you're there listening to us in that sturdier facility, again, that sturdier structure, because you don't want to be in a mobile home when we're talking about tornadoes moving through an area. So again, that's the timeline here for this Clark County sale. And again, this goes until roughly about that 3 o'clock time frame. So again, just make sure you are staying in your safe place until it moves past. But again, we have that tight rotation now just east of Highway 45 and just north and east of Shibuda. We also have this rotation here that's kind of moving into this Warren area, again, south and east of Meridian. And keep in mind, again, it's gloomy out there. It's hard to see. We have a lot of rain. These are rain wraps, so you won't be able to see it. Just get to that safe place if you're in a warned area. And we have warnings kind of overlapping over each other. So there may be a situation where you're going to have to stay in the hallway with the kids, with the helmets on, with your phone, just kind of watching us for maybe 30 to 45 minutes if you have multiple warnings kind of working over your area. But that's okay because we want you to be safe, okay? So just stay put as long as you have to until these warnings move out. So again, we do have a blinking here, which indicates we do have an update to a warning coming out of Sumter County. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Birmingham office here to see what is being said, and they're going to continue a warning that is in place for Sumter County until 2:45, so you have a little ways to go. It's 2:24, and this cell is moving north and east at 40 miles per hour. So if we can clear this out just to get an idea of where the circulation is and where it's going, just kind of clear off the cities there. And okay, and this is the circulation that's going to be pushing to Sumter County. So I'm getting reports from our director that we do have video. We're not quite sure of which area this is coming from. Looks like I-20. Looks like we have a backup there on the interstate.
Yeah, that's definitely I-20.
Okay, again, remember earlier
Near
we
the
reported,
mall.
Right, near the mall. We have reports of accidents, and the westbound lanes were blocked. So again, we do have a parking lot out there across I-20 at this time. So again, don't travel. It's not recommended. It's not safe. And if you're on I-20, again, you really won't be able to go anywhere if you're heading west because, again, that is blocked off due to, again, multiple accidents that have been reported. And there were reports, I believe, something over the roadway. I believe there were some trees over the road. So you ready? Okay, here comes Aviana.
And then this is just another setup if you're just now joining us of what we're looking at. Again, dealing with multiple tornado warnings over the area. We still have another few minutes here dealing with the ones that are will expire at 2:45 if they are not extended. Right now, headed into out of Lauderdale County into Sumter County. We are watching an area of rotation right now that it will head into Sumter County. So if you are in that area, be sure to be ready to get into your safe zones right now. Here is another area that we are watching. This tornado warning in effect for Clark County until 3 o'clock, and the tornado warning headed out of Jasper County into portions of Newton County and a small portion of Lauderdale County at 2:30. So we're going to take a look at the velocity here, showing the rotation within the storm that we are dealing with. We're going to start here just south of Meridian metro area, dealing with that very tight area of rotation. Again, this could extend into Sumter County. We have an update here.
Yeah, so we got a report coming in out of Newton County. There is a report from the Hickory area that we know did get hit by what was a confirmed tornado. Train spotter is saying that there are trees uprooted and homes damaged about 1 mile north of Hickory, along the Edwards Road area. That's in Newton County. So again, we do have reports of structural damage and trees uprooted in the Newton County area around that Hickory community.
So again, not ideal travel weather at all. Stay indoors. Again, we have, if you're not being affected by this particular system, we have heavy rain, slick roads, down trees, down power lines, backed up highways. So it's important to stay indoors as much as you possibly can. If you're in Vinville right now, get into your safe zone and stay there. The tightest area of rotation right on top of you all, crossing over Highway 19. Here's a closer zoomed in view of the streets. George Butler Road, James Stewart Road. If you are in these areas, if you hear your road called out, get into your safe location and stay there. Jeff Davidson School Road, the storm is headed on a northeast jog over the area right now, moving at roughly 35 miles to 40 miles per hour. Rivers Road, Daz Road, Russell Mount, Gallard Road, Linton Road. If you hear these roads, be sure to get into your safe zone and stay there right now. Chase, can we get a cone on here? Again, we're tracking this tight area of rotation that is headed northeast into portions of Sumter County. Right now, Sumter County, no sales is in the area for you all, but this storm is moving fairly quickly, so it is on the way into that area. Again, this warning is in effect for another about 25 minutes or so. So again, near the Southeast Elementary School area, get into your safe zones right now and stay there. If you know any friends or family in that location, tell them to get into their safe place and stay there. Same case for Vinville and at near Jeff Davis Academy. If you can, screenshot this image here, making sure that if you see your city on the map, get into that safe zone and stay there and listen for the all clear. Again, the storm is headed into Sumter County near parts of Cuba by 2:49. Again, this is if this warning extends until 2:49, but right now it is in effect until 2:45. So if they decide to extend the warning, then it will be on its way into Cuba, headed into parts of Sumter County by 2:45. Again, know where your safe places are. Be ready to move quickly if this warning is extended. But as of right now, it is supposed to expire at 2:45. So this is a more updated track of what we're looking at here. Again, near York by 3 o'clock if it holds together. We're watching this area here near the Southeast School District. So get into that safe zone if you are over in that area. Wait and listen for the all clear. The polygon has been updated. And again, this storm warning is in effect until 2:45. Here's a more zoomed out view of what we're looking at different areas of rotation down here by Equipment, just south of Equipment right now. This is where they had some confirmation of the storm near Shabuta. Again, we're getting storm reports of storm damage, so not an ideal driving situation right here on County Road 630. Chase, zoom up a little bit. I can't see. 638 or 630 right here. 630, County Road 630, get into your safe zone. If you're over in that area, County Road 511 near Junction City, get into your safe zone and stay there. County Road 690, you definitely want to stay out of the way of any rotation that is within this possible storm here. This is the tightest area. Nothing confirmed yet on the ground within this cell, but we do have rotation here that we are tracking. And now Dietrich will come and hand it off.
We're definitely dealing with a sad day here in terms of the damage that's being reported, but again, we're going to get you through it. We're going to stick with it every step of the way. Aviana kind of walked you through some of the circulations there, but we are getting reports coming in. We have reports from out of Tumsuba of a roof blown off a trailer in that area that's coming in. Again, that's Lauderdale County due to possibly a tornado. Again, so those are some of the reports coming in. We're trying to get in contact with Lauderdale County EMA, Odie Barrett, who has kind of been out and about storm spotting, so to speak, and reporting back information. So hopefully we can get him on the phone. And then also we're just watching this rotation in Lauderdale County. It's really spawning up, and it looks as if there could be something that is being confirmed here shortly based on some of the reports that I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and take a look inside of the Meridian, or just east of Meridian, the Lauderdale County area. Look at the circulation with that. It is looking, again, keep in mind we're further away from the radar, so it may not look as impressive as it could be. So again, we do have this area here that is now being, what looks to be warned, and it's going to go until roughly the 2:45 time frame. Again, it is east of the metro of Meridian, but it's just about to make its way across portions of I-20 and is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So we're going to put that track on there for you. And again, it's moving at 35 miles per hour. Here's I-20. Here's the view of 80 here. And again, that's 45. But again, this is making its way north and east. This is expected to push eventually into the Sumter County area. And again, if it can hold together, it's going to be moving towards Kewanee as we head towards 241. So you have about 10 minutes in that area over towards Cuba, and then eventually the elementary school right about that 245, 246 time frame, again, pushing into Sumter County. But again, this is really kind of winding up here across portions of eastern Lauderdale County. So again, don't travel if you're in this area. Stay in that safe place. You probably were already in your safe place from a prior system. Again, just stay there and let this pass. Tornado debris signature with a cell that is in Clark County. So let's go ahead and take a look in Clark County and see what we have there. Okay, we're now getting official reports from the National Weather Service of an observed tornado in Clark County. Confirmed tornado was located near the Crandall area, and it was moving about 40 miles per hour towards the north and east. It was sighted again near Crandall or just east of Quitman by about 8 miles. So kind of zoom out just a bit, just so we can get a perspective of what we're looking at. Okay, here's Quitman, okay? And what we are looking at is a tornado debris detector, okay? This gives us an idea of foreign objects in the air that shouldn't be there, basically. So when you see something that stands out like this is not birds, or these aren't bugs. This is not water droplets. These are foreign objects like trees and possibly parts of a structure that has been lofted into the air. So again, we have a confirmed tornado now north and east of Shibuda. Here's 45. There's downtown Quitman. This indicates we do have a confirmed tornado, okay? And it is making its way across eastern Clark County. Do we have any updates or anything that you want to? I saw the papers. But again, go back to that's that Clark County cell. Again, it's confirmed, and it is moving towards the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So if you're in Clark County now, east of downtown Quitman, east of DeSoto, do not travel. This is confirmed. Stay in your safe place in all of eastern and southeastern Clark County until this moves out of the area. Here's a closer view. And again, we're right around the Manassas area. Again, stay in your safe place. Let's go so I can see this county road here, kind of shift back a little bit further. Again, County Road 511. Again, get to your safe place. The Linton area, you want to be in that lowest level of your home, away from windows, get to that, maybe that storm shelter. County Road 670, again, stay in your safe place. If you're not there now, get there. And again, it's going to continue to move northeast. Eventually, if it can hold together towards that County Road 410 area. Chase, did you have an update?
We had one update that we talked about a little bit earlier, but Highway 19, there are reports of trees being down, which is stopping traffic from flowing, and near Camp Bonacci as well. I'm sure I might not be pronunciating that right, but we're going to be seeing plenty of storm reports be coming in with this confirmed tornado that's on the ground as it continues to move to the northeast.
Okay, thank you for that. And again, we're watching this Clark County sail that is now confirmed. Again, this is a tornado that is now about to move through Manassas at about 2:36. So you have about a minute to get to your safe place. Again, hopefully you're already there with your iPad or your cell phone in that hallway, in your, again, safe spot, whether it's a basement, a storm cellar. But again, we're looking at, again, is right on top of the Manassas area. It's going to be moving towards Hinton as we head towards 251. That's right around that county line, and then it's going to push into the Sumter County area. So here's Listman Junior High. Again, if this can hold together, it's going to be heading in that direction. So again, I'm thankful that a lot of the schools were out today. A lot of the businesses were closed today because of this expected severe weather. And again, you can see that that was a good move considering that we're dealing with, again, these numerous tornado warnings that are now in effect. And again, we have a confirmed tornado in Clark County, now east of 45, east of downtown Quitman, and it's going to continue to move towards that north and east. So again, here's the circulation that we are watching right here, right on top of the Manassas area. So again, hopefully you are already in your safe place. This is County Road 511, it's going to move right over you. Junction City, it's already going to be moving over you like right now. Then eventually it's going to be moving over again. The Manassas area heading more northeast. There's Threadville. It just may miss you to the west. Going a little bit further towards the north and east, there's Linton. Here's County Road 670. Again, it may just be just south and east of you. But nonetheless, get to that safe place if you're along that County Road 670. And here's a view of 410. There's 670 again. Again, it's going to be heading in your direction as it's making its way towards that Sumter situation this afternoon. It's 2:36. And we're still waiting on that cold front to cross. And ahead of the front, unfortunately, we're dealing with, again, this volatile atmosphere that is very supportive of tornadic activity, severe storms. We've had reports of hail as well. So again, just make sure you are staying in your safe place and letting this violent weather move on by. By 7 o'clock, it's going to all be over with. Thank goodness for that. And then from that point, we can just get ready for some cooler weather. Now, we do have a report coming in, observed out of Lauderdale County, confirmed tornado was located over the Kewanee area or near Cuba, moving northeast at 45. So we'll go to that cell. We'll zoom in here. Again, we do have a confirmed tornado that is near the Kewanee area. There's Kewanee right there. And is moving towards the north and east at 45 miles per hour. So zoom out just a bit. We know where Kewanee is. Let's see what that circulation is to give people an idea. Again, there's Kewanee. Here's the circulation, okay? Here's the new warning that just popped up. So again, you can see there, we are looking at this moving towards the north and east. You see it blinking there. That's an update. There's that circulation right now crossing over 496. It's going to be moving towards I-20, again, crossing over that Kewanee area, and then it's going to eventually make its way potentially towards the Cuba area. So again, here's the view of it is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. We can zoom out a bit and just give an updated timeline. It's a little bit more distinct. If you want to do more of that linear timeline versus the cone, that might be a little bit better, and then just kind of move it towards the north and east. Again, with 45 miles per hour. So again, we're looking at it moving towards that Dove area as we head towards 248. And if it can hold together, it's going to be moving towards the York area as we head towards 250. I think she made a mistake. So we're going to update that timeline for you guys. Again, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Again, if you see your community in this, you want to make sure you get to that safe place. So again, it's going to be impacting the Dove area as we head towards 245 and eventually towards that York West End Junior High School area as we head towards 251 and then around, let's say, downtown York as we head towards 252. But again, we're pushing into that Sumter County area by that time. So a broader view to see, again, what we're still tracking here, we do have reports of a confirmed tornado moving through Lauderdale County and also Clark County. As of the last update, again, here's that circulation that is now towards the east of 45. Here's Quitman. And again, it's continuing to make its way towards that state line. It's going to be crossing over into Alabama. There's Butler. Again, it's going to be moving north and east of you. But if you're around the Listman area, around 10, you want to go ahead and get to that lowest level of your home. Again, get to that safe place. Around 248 is going to be near Hinton as we head towards, let's say, 255 is going to be near that Cyril area. And again, this goes until 3 o'clock. So around 303, again, it's going to be in Sumter, possibly around that junior high, Listman Junior High area. So again, just make sure that if you're in the path of this, you are staying glued to us to kind of figure out what this is doing and get to that safe place as soon as you can once it especially moves across that county line. If you're already at the county line, if you're in Hinton, you want to get to that safe place now. It is going to be impacting your area. And again, this is a confirmed tornado. So you want to make sure that you are getting to that safe place immediately. And it could possibly even cross over portions of 18. So again, we're trying to get our EMA director on the line for you here in Lauderdale County to give you more updates about some of the reports that he's had. He's out and about across the community today. getting some of these reports, but we do have a tornado debris signature still holding on north of the Crandall community in Clark County. So here's the view of the debris detector. You still see what looks to be a distinct area that, again, is foreign compared to everywhere else, meaning there could be debris being lofted into the air and it's going to be moving over 18. So that lets us know that there could still be, again, a tornado that is working its way across eastern Clark County. Again, west of Quitman. Quitman, you are not under this warning, nor are you in the path of this, but this is moving towards that state line, and eventually it's going to push into Sumter County. Can we go ahead and give the communities or the cities that are right in that area some of those county roads? County Road 670 is just north of a portion of you. Again, it's moving north and east, so it may just kind of ride parallel to County Road 670. So if you live there, again, stay in that safe place. Hopefully you're listening to us from your lowest level, from your safe spot that's away from windows. Again, here is 18, okay? There's Sykes. Sykes is to the west of you. You're in the clear, but it's going to be moving towards that County Road 410 area. And again, if you are near County Road 410, everybody there, just go ahead and get to that safe location. It's going to track across possibly 18 towards Hinton, and then from that point, it's going to be in Sumter County. Okay, we do have our Lauderdale County Emergency Manager on the phone, Odie Barrett. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this, but he's going to give us some information about what he has seen so far today. Odie, can you hear me? Hey, Odie, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Deirdre McKenzie, I know it's a very volatile day today. You're out and about, you're giving us reports, and you're also reporting it to the National Weather Service, which is how we're seeing it. Can you explain what you've seen so far?
Yeah, right now we've had a tornado that crossed over Highway 19 south, right around the 2500 block. So we've had a lot of trees down. On top of some power lines, there was a home that had been hit with minor damage. No one was home at the time, so everybody is safe. We're still out looking around trying to find out what all kind of roads are closed at this time. We do have a lot of trees out, and we just ask everybody to stay at home. And right now, give it a little while before you come down Highway 19 south into Wynot.
Is Interstate 20 also still closed going westbound?
I think it's back open now. They've got all the wrecks cleared, so I-20 should be open. The only issue there was a large amount of traffic that was backed up. So it's going to take a minute for them to safely clear the interstate completely, but it is back open and it is passable.
You reported earlier a report of a confirmed tornado around the Camp Bonacci Road area. Was that something that you saw yourself?
No, that was called in from one of our fire department members, and that's going to be this one that was around the 2500 block of Highway 19 south, just north of Camp Bonacci.
Again, Odie Barrett, we really appreciate you. Lima Director, thanks so much, and we'll try to kind of touch bases again a little bit later, but be safe out there, Odie.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, and here's another wide view of what we're tracking right now. Like you heard, multiple reports out there of storm damages, roofs blown off homes. You definitely want to proceed with extra caution. Don't even go out on the roadways right now. Here's a view of all the rain that we have been tracking over the area. Lots and lots of rainfall have been over the area all day long. This is the view that we have been getting all day. And again, we're still watching this area here with the tornado warning over Lauderdale County extending into Sumter County. And the tornado warning did update, and now we also have Choctaw County in the mix, and this tornado warning is in effect until 3:30. So these two warnings here for Lauderdale County and Sumter County expire here in just another minute or so. But as we continue to track this storm here, we actually had confirmed rotation down here on this cell headed into Clark County. Right now, this is what it looks like for our velocity signature. Where the red is touching the green is the area of rotation that we are tracking within the storm. Again, very dangerous setup out there for all of us. We're talking heavy rainfall, trees down, roads backed up. So you definitely don't want to travel right now, especially if you are in the Clark County area. Again, watching this broad rotation here just south of Highway 18 right now, near Linton, or the storm is moving over County Road 60. So if you're 670, so if you're in that area, get into your safe zone and stay there. County Road 410, heads up, it is on the way to you. Get into your safe zone right now. Again, this warning is still in effect until another 15 minutes. So this is the area that we are watching. Again, confirmation there. We are seeing some rotation within the storm over the area, and it now extends into parts of Choctaw County into 330. Here's a broader view of what we're looking at. We're talking heavy storms embedded within this rainfall here. You see the red here, the spin ups of the supercells that we have been tracking. Again, we are dealing with multiple reports over the area right now, headed into parts of Choctaw County, into Lauderdale County. Luckily, now that tornado warning has expired for Lauderdale County, headed into Sumter County, so we are in the clear over here in Lauderdale County and portions of Sumter County. You still want to avoid travel, avoid being outside right now with possible limbs down on the roadways. But the front is crossing over as we near our 3 o'clock hour, still getting that view that we can expect from a high resolution forecast. Luckily, showers and storms are pushing out of the area by our 5 to 6 o'clock hour, leaving behind some lingering showers as we head into 7 p.m. this evening. So the severe threat will be out of the way by our 7 o'clock hour. We still have a few more hours here, though, to deal with severe storms. So it is important that you make sure that you're staying up to date with us, staying in your safe locations. But now I'm going to hand it off to meteorologist Chase Franks.
Daviana, we're going to take a look at the Skycam actually right now off of the 3-foot camera, if we can get that pulled up to just give you a live look at the actual view of what we can be seeing out of our of our cameras for pretty much most of the area. It's all very grim, and there's not really, visibility is very low. You can't really see much because everything just seems so rain wrapped. You really can't see too much going on out there, and so taking a look at the radar that we have now, you can see exactly how rain wrapped that is. So it's very hard to see anything. So that's why if you do have any reports of any confirmed tornadoes, anything that's on the ground, anything like that, do not go outside and do not try to look at these systems just because we do not have any confirmation of anything. Let's take a look at our current warnings now. There is that main one just to the east of Quitman that we are looking at, as you can just other than the Quitman storm. It's calmed down just a tad, but we're still tracking that storm going into just to the northeast of Butler as well. Can we pull up the actual velocity signature to see where that couplet is and where we could be expecting? So we're going to be seeing it just to the south of 514 and to the north of 18, moving northeast into Alabama as well, Lisman, and just to the west of Butler, northwest of Butler as well. It should be expecting to move into that area as well. Now this is still in it makes its way to the northeast, but it will start making its way into Alabama remotely soon as it is moving into the Cyril area around 255. 303 is in Lantley, 309 in Cromwell, down to the Cuba head at 314 Ward around 318, and we're going to be seeing it make its way into the northeast. So we're watching this system very, very closely. Can we take a look at the correlation coefficient, if at all possible, to see if there's a natural debris signature within this system? So this is still a warned tornado, a tornado warned system. That's not a clear indication of confirmation. Taking a look as it loops, there was a clear debris signature just to the east of Quitman, just a little bit earlier, but we can see that weakening. So it'd be right about there.
Exactly. Pop. There it goes.
That little pop. So it's weakened just a little bit compared to that large debris signature that we saw a little bit earlier, but it's still there. It's still prominent. So that shows that the tornado is still possibly on the ground. So we're watching that very, very closely. So if you are within at all east of Quitman, heading into that Alabama area, maybe even clipping the southeastern portions of Lauderdale County, making its way across the border, we're watching that very, very closely. Can we get a little bit of a zoom in on just a little bit more of a street view of what we could be seeing more towards the on the velocity couplet as well? Just taking a look at exactly where we could be expecting. And thank you, Aviana. So we're going to be seeing. Hold on, I'll let it load in here in a second. We're not going to do anything. Okay. Yeah, so Cyril, it's making its way towards that Cyril area right now. So if you are within that area and making its way more towards the northeast, so 514 and 2, I'll make my way over here so you can actually see it a little bit better. County Road, is that 1? Yeah, Lantley, and making its way to County Road 32, McCrae, Concord Road, Highway 10 in Alabama. You just need to be watching that very, very, very closely because it'll start making its way into that area as well. So let's get more of a broad aspect of where we could be expecting it to head in the next hour. Cyril at 2:56 now. It's 2:50 right now. So in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to be seeing a confirmed tornado move into that area right now. So if you have any family or if you are there, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately. Pushamalta and Lisman around 307. That's in the next 15 to 20 minutes in Lisman as well. So make sure you are keeping a close eye on this. Even though it's weakened slightly, it's still confirmation of it being on the ground. So we're watching this very, very closely. Make sure you have a plan set forth out in front of you. Gaston around 321, moving into Myrtlewood around 337. If it can hold up, 352 around Linden. So we're watching it very, very closely, and I'll step off so that you can see a little bit more closer of an aspect just because you can see it moving to the northeast. And it's not going to impact anyone in Lauderdale County here just yet, but it's starting to make its way to the northeast. Cyril, Pushamalta, Lisman is a big possibility that it could be impacting. Even though you might not be in the direct path of the storm, that doesn't mean you should not take shelter. If you are anywhere within this warning polygon, you need to take shelter immediately, as it will be pushing towards Highway 10 in Alabama and just along, 514 here in Mississippi. And it's going to be crossing the border relatively soon, so just make sure you have ways of staying updated. You're watching this very, very closely because this velocity couplet is still showing that there's a tight rotation, an indication that the storm is still there and on the ground. And we can see even on the correlation coefficient again that you can see that there is still that couplet that's still there. We look for just a little bit of discoloration compared to the red color that we can see. And as you can see, it was tracking. You saw that very large and high resolution. It has now weakened just slightly, but it's still prominent. It's still there. So it's still right along just to the north of 18, just to the south of 514, just to that northeast area of Quitman, moving its way into Alabama relatively soon. And now that indicates that there is a tornado on the ground. So we're watching it very, very, very closely just because we could be seeing that system moving in as it moves to the northeast roughly at 35 miles per hour. It'll be making its way into Alabama. But that is still something of concern because there is a clear indication that this tornado is on the ground still, as we will be watching this very, very closely, making its way to the northeast. But let's get more of a broad aspect again because we have been seeing that line a little bit weakened compared to what we were seeing earlier where we saw about 5 to 10 tornado warnings on the ground. Now we have just 3, one towards the Hattiesburg area and then the one that we're watching cross over into Alabama now in our area. So we're watching this very long line of systems very, very closely just because it's all rain wrapped. So that indicates do not go outside. Do not try to look at these systems. Make sure if you are within one of the warnings, you make sure you stay inside. You find ways to get inside, get off the roads, because we saw a major crashes along I-20 indicated in relation to some of these storms. So we're watching all of this very, very closely, and that doesn't mean you need to go outside and try watching this yourself. We're here to tell you to make sure you don't go outside and make sure that you understand the danger that is here. So the one that we're watching now is very rain wrapped. So there's it's very hard to see this tornado if it was on the ground right now. So that's why we're telling you this, that the rain wrapped is a very big danger that's already added into the tornado. I think Deidre has another update as well.
Yeah, we're going